So we're here with Russ on the Shogun. He's going to show us how to use hollow weights and whip a loop.
I come up 12 or 14 inches, thread it in. You're going to go towards the rod tip.
So once you get it started, how far do you go up?
I like to go like 12 or 16 inches or so.
So once you get to that 16 inches, 16 to 18 inches, you push it through?
Yeah, you just pop it through and then use the loop on the wire. That's about right there. Pop it through like you would, you know, the needle or whatever. I like using the wire because you can really thread it onto the down and not have to worry about it falling off the needle. Sometimes I like to go a little bit further with the loops than some people. Just a peace of mind deal, right? And then put it through the end of the wire. The only problem with the wire is, you know, you got the line doubled up, so it's a little bit harder to feed it through. So sometimes you gotta work at it for a second. Once you get on there, it pulls out easy.
What's the benefits of whipping loops in terms of connection?
You know, easy to you don't have to tie any knots or anything. You undo your connection there, and you can put a new leader right on right away.
It keeps it pretty compact too, right?
Yeah.
For the connection to connection.
Goes through the guides real good. You don't have to worry about, you know, you splice it on there and you get that big fish and that color or whatever it's circling around. A lot of times it's give and take, where we call it stalemate. It circles, you gain a little bit of line, it takes you back off, and you get that splice rubbing through the guides. You know, it's just one more thing for failure. When you got everything nice and smooth and connected, it just goes through there, and there's no rubbing.
So what's the benefit of using like a specialized tool versus the way that you're doing it here? Is it pulling it through, make it easier?
Sometimes, yeah. I just don't have my latch deal broke. It's just it's you know, more expensive or whatever. I was showed this way too, so it's just kind of how I'm used to doing it. You just grab a piece of wire, it's real cheap, but it is a little bit faster with the tools. So you pull it through and it just flips it upside down, or you know, inside out rather. I like to keep the end of my loop fairly small. Some guys like bigger ones. You can adjust it when you're putting it on there. You know, pull it back and make the loop bigger. But I keep it about that big or so. And then on the other end, I'll go, you know, where the tag end stops. I'll come an inch or two behind it. That way when I pull it back through, it just feeds in there nice and smooth.
And this loop will help you change out your leaders faster and keep you from having to tie connection knots all the time.
Yeah. Typically, you know, I'll use the loop, bigger fish. You know, we've been seeing that bluefin this year upwards of 200 pounds. So
then you come through with the connection there.
Yeah. So right where it meets from where we flipped it inside out, you feed it back through and pop it out there. Then you're gonna feed the tag in. You know, and loop your wire if you had the latch needle, open it up and feed it in there. Same deal. Pull it back through. So it's kind of important at this part, you know, you leave the tag, leave it scrunched up, and I'll pull it there, and then wad it all down. Do it on the other side also. That way if there's any slack anywhere or anything, it pulls it out, it's nice and tight. And then I'll find where the two meet, which is right there. I like them to be like butted up to one another. That's why you pull the ends there. Back through. And if we did it all right, this tag end right here, when you pull it in, slide right into the spectra. When you go to put on your loop, nice and small down here, you can open it up, put your loops on your white on, pull it right back down.
Great. Awesome.
So about 3 feet, the length of all my loops I make. And then if we were doing like a hollow splice, or making the leader per se, I pull off 3 feet and then feed the fluorocarbon or mono, whatever you're using, from the end all the way up to the end here, so it meets flush together. I don't like any voids, rubbing through the rod tip or anything. All smooth transitions, whether you whip it on the end or solder crimp or however. But 3 feet roughly, length of the wind on, and then leader material going into the spectra.
Great. All right, we're with Russ on the Shogun. Awesome, thanks.